Well, hello guys. Just a quick revisit today to Tomorrowworld, Tomorrowland Festival. This is it happened just a couple of days ago in Georgia because it's expanded to Atlanta. And I watched this live stream a couple of nights ago, the latest festival, and again I just have to comment on some stuff on it because this festival, I've covered this twice, so if you haven't seen this already, please look back at my two videos I did on Tomorrowland and exposing some of the symbology, because this festival is just full of occult symbology posing as good and light and you know, good things, as they always do. They try and pass it off as love and light, but in actual fact it's completely counterfeit, Luciferian. And just the logo alone, I'm sure you can see, if you know anything of occult symbology, I'm sure you can see that there's going to be deeper meaning in that. This is all about the tomorrow world, the new world order, the golden age. And I'm not going to go too deep into stuff this time, but there's some extra things I'd like to point out in a second, which is really just shows where your energy is going at these places. They show you right in front of your face. They tell you what you are doing right in front of your face. So this logo is actually a butterfly. We've seen this whole butterfly thing used many times to do with ascension and things like that, like the rise of the phoenix, the lotus flower from the murky to the beautiful. Same with the butterfly. Of course, this is talking about spiritual ascension and all this kind of stuff. They're just full of spirals at this festival, which is to do with the spiritual ascension, which they want to give you this sensation of a counterfeit spirituality through the use of drugs and the tribal ritualistic music and this whole false spiritual agenda. So this is the single eye. I'm sure you're pretty used to that now, which is also the gate. The eye is the gate. So this is the butterfly with the rising of the phoenix, the gate, the spiritual gate. This looks to me even like it could be weeping eye, like the weeping single eye, weeping for Tammuz stuff. And it is crowned, and it is on the shield. The crown, of course, the crown chakra, and ultimately this festival is about crowning the beast. This is about crowning Satan or Lucifer or whatever you want to call it. This is the agenda as the world gets taken more towards worshipping the beast in this debaucherous new Babylonian festival. And who do you think is being praised here? Who do you think is being praised here? And if you are going to these places and you are funding these operations and you are giving it your energy, that is a form of worship, whatever way you'd like to put it. No matter if you know that or not, you are still doing it. This thing doesn't need you to fully understand what you are doing. It just needs you to give it permission and to join in with it. That's all it needs. So Tomorrowland is expanding across the world, and we want one in Canada. So they've now set up a Tomorrowland festival in Brazil, interestingly enough. As soon as there's a lot of stuff around Brazil at the moment, they seem to choose these locations it's very interesting, the locations they choose. So in 2015, May the 1st to the 3rd, there is a Tomorrowland outside of Sao Paulo, right near where the Olympics and new Solomon's Temple has been built and all of that kind of stuff. You know, this festival is really expanding, and so it's certainly worth keeping your eye on this. They are promoting machine worship. They are promoting the machine pretty clearly. And the volcano gods, the spirits all over it, the occult symbology right in your face. And just an example of which here, like the promos are just clearly obvious. I mean, a lot of the promos are full of hellfire and spiritual gates and portals. This right here, of course, we've got the island. A lot of their belief system centers around this island, just like you had Lost, where they had to keep time going underneath in the pit. Now, this festival is promoting the end of time itself, the time change, the machine. And we've got the symbologies just all over it. The world's a stage. This is taking the stage. Now, these sets and stages for this event are very interesting. Right here on these books, not only do you have the 10 good commandments and all this kind of weird stuff, of course we have the Book of Mirrors. Now this is something I want to touch on. This is partly why I did this video. When I watched the live stream the other night, I was talking to my friend on there, and it's just insane, especially relating to the work I've been doing lately. If you check some of my other videos, my side channel, Demons of the New World Order, and you'll see that I talk about the generative principle, the Freemasonry symbol, and the mirrors, as above so below, the mirrors. So when I'm talking about the energy, like in the Rave New World documentary that I posted, when I'm talking about the energy extraction and how this is part of the agenda, there are some real clues that that is the truth. I mean, why would they fill a whole stage in Tomorrowland? I mean, when I was watching this, the energy is just insane. A few people I watched it with were all completely amazed just how intense and obvious this is. And this festival in particular is like the new Babylon. And they have the mirrors, the looking glasses, just like in Alice in Wonderland on the stage. These are to do with gates. This is to do with the energy, putting you into a low vibration, extraction of the negative energy. This is why the music is so bassy, so dark, and this is what they are extracting out of people. It's all to do with the mirrors. It's a two-way mirror. Just like you see in many things coming out now, they are showing you just exactly what all this is about. A two-way mirror. The entity looking through the other side. Alice through the looking glass. Down the rabbit hole. You notice how that mirror, this is what it is about. They're literally extracting energy right out in the open, in the public, for this spiritual agenda of giving the fallen entities energy. And I know that sounds bizarre, but this is what we're looking at. I can't make this up, you know. There would have been a time when I thought this was absolutely bizarre, so I can't even imagine some people coming across these videos that have never heard of it. But, you know, this is what we're looking at. Portal. The mirrors. The House of Mirrors. You see there? This is the way they look through the mirror. It's a two-way mirror. And the gates. So that is why I believe this whole setup is right there. And it also includes, as we looked into recently, the Volvic commercial, where they showed the volcano gods. And when you listen to that with spiritual discernment and forget the exoteric view, the exoteric meaning. I mean, all of these have exoteric meanings. Everyone at this place, I'm sure barely anyone knows anything about what is going on here. They are just subject of very cruel manipulation, handing them everything their flesh wants on a plate so that they can be used, literally used, to fulfill a very evil, negative agenda, spiritual agenda. And that is why they are all gathered around this massive volcano with this entity on the top. Just go and watch that Volvic commercial and you'll know what I mean. This isn't Tomorrowland, I don't think, but people go there and they take these drugs and they get drawn into this idea that they are finding and feeling God. That is, if you're going to go by your feeling, purely your feeling and your emotions, you are going to be, any of your five senses, you are going to be misled and manipulated. And you're not going to, I don't believe God comes through mirrors in dark, satanic music events. In fact, there's only one way to God, and that is through Christ, our mediator, our Lord. Our Father is amazing. He is amazing, and our Father is way beyond this. The idea of these events, I believe, is to make you think that you do what thou wilt. You please yourself, you please your flesh, and yet you can still have God on tap, from a vending machine. And I'm sorry, but that is not the way it works. I think that the Father can use any way to lead you to himself, but these places are not where you go to find God. This is what you will get. You see, these entities are showing their faces, and yet you still don't believe that this is what you are going to serve.
Very slowly, you have been lured into his domain.
And these are the, just like in the ancient times, you had the tribal rituals where the group, the organism of one body of people, it's a key. It's a key to open up to the spiritual world, including the drugs, including the tribal beats. And there is nothing new under the sun. These spirits have been misleading mankind for millennia. And this is what you get through those mirrors. This is what you get. Whether it feels good or not, these pose, the fallen pose, the demons pose as angels of light. This is quite literally what they're building. They're building a web. They're building a net. And like a snare, it shall come upon the whole earth, as Christ said. They are literally, and by giving your energy to it, you are helping the machine build this net, this web, worldwide web. And this is the way I believe it will work in this fake, counterfeit, higher consciousness of the machine that they intend to bring upon this earth. And quite literally, it's just all over here. I mean, you see there the same volcano again. I'll tell you what, watching that latest Tomorrowland in Georgia live on YouTube, it looks like just like the party in the Matrix, like the Zion underground party. There's going to come a point where we are going to need to completely, if there is such a thing as the mark of the beast, which I believe there will be, we can see it heading that way, technology already, and it's rapidly happening. So personally for me, I've got rid of my cell phone. I've got rid of a mobile phone, and that is your call if you want to do that or not. But I think soon, guys, we're going to have to. There's going to come a point where we need to make that choice. So they literally tell you, you're in a dream here. This is Dreamville. This is what it is. You are lulled into a sleep. And they show you quite clearly who is running this and where your energy is going. It is literally the machine. I wish I could show you more of this, but I can't due to copyright. But you see that this is literally, it shows that this is all to do with the volcano and the entities emerging, as he says, emerging right there out of the water, out of the womb. And I know this sounds bizarre to some people, but literally, if you wake up to this truly, you will see how much they push it. In another Tomorrowland promo, which I can't find now, but they show the other side of those mirrors that we saw on that stage. The other side of these mirrors, and it is some kind of golden age wonderland. This is spiritual, this is dimensional, and I can't stress it any more than that. But this is nothing short than spiritual, dimensional energy harvesting. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And if just one person out there hears this and stops and changes and turns away from this and where this is leading you, then my work is complete. Thanks guys for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.